Moba KFM TV so and I guess bosumene da etoso ediono enum e wa fimpinuni ediono enum emo emre asuse enwumre nsema yabo ano efie mai mu ne yedninia ebeso mo se no si akase e wo KFM TV so enwumre nsem no edoso ye papa na de ebedi mo akotine ebi en se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ankane mampeni dada nana adudanko ekufadu no ye na bedi eche no enwumre wode nsem bi abetudwa wo chemu se on de wo gidie se nkunimdie mapa ebetimi akọ ede ama NPP amenu kono ewa fimpinuni eye eduonu nwotwe abato a ebetu ewo my Ghana ha no wode emu nchemu aba KFM TV enwumre ye de bi ebesom sa enso so anna eye Israel ambassador edema Ghana wono so abekasa wo chem se ebedi ye papa pase Ghana ebenya visa free ede ekopemu ewo Israel man mo isanse ni padodo na wo mo ekopemu ho no se wo mbesa nwoti aba no eno akoye twena mentwa omuguso a eka ho asem enwumre ye de emu nchemu enso ede bebro ye de dwede nsem ebeka ho ediama deputy agric minister John Tumelo enso abekasa wo chem se aban ebebo ne homode ama poultry farmers awo my Ghana ha no wetimi ahwo mo edwen mu kena ye de mu ntwemu ye de beba besom ye de nigede nsem enso ebeka ho ediama eye nsem twuni maame meche nana ama Mac Brown wono so abekasa wo chem se wasan akoye surgery etoso enum na onu yo wogidie se eno ana ye twato a wo bekọ akoye biom ewo my Ghana ha ebusuafo we ne nsem ene afufuro pi anwume yabo ano ayom yo kenkan foi mede ebeso mo se no nsia kase ewo KFM TV so me kai wo se kase we etwego ewo abe fontentam fidie ni so Facebook and YouTube KFM TV GH eno to betimi akohwe bi ni wa share na wa like na wa dwentwe no so die guase ama me kama kwama dwume ko bi adaruma ana anwume wo mo ebo me chido ma mede kase boy mede ebeso mo yebeda talent microfinance ase wo mo sika krabia wo mo aba wo mo ebo nipa dodo na mo sika sem ejina ne nice so enu ti se o ya nkranko ni me ko sorry na mo pa bia ye de musika esie mu de talent microfinance nkwa ana medium ho adanse ede amosa enso so ana KFM musical center enso to instruments bia se ye combo guitar microphone drum set ni anu KFM musical center benye bi ede amao oba na ikopie mu wa santimantima wo mo ewa dum wo mo ne Sambra hotel no ana bonhwe ni mo ba nkramantem ho so wo mo ewa ka Zongolane betimi akono ne mo kodi djuma ewo hosa dada bate cap enso ebo mechi do ma mede enwume no si akase mede beso mo so phone papa ebetimi achama nkwade a dada bate cap wo mo ewo kaneshi wo mo ne takwa station no ana ebonhwe ni ma obetimi ekodi dwa ewo hosa ebusuafo djumeko we adaruma na enwume wo mo ebo mechi do ma mede kase boy mede beso mo kenkan fo enwume wotimi nkan edin a meje so ene Maame Esi Nkrumah me da ne me ho sima ba me ba nsem ne do so na me hya ase e dia ba Adeshimamba mekoso a ema wakwaba eda wasise enwume oguso etu TV ho a wo hwe no sia kase ewo KFM TV ne so mekoso kai wo se enwume kase etwego ewo abe fontentam fidie ne so Facebook and YouTube KFM TV GH eno to betimi akohwe bi no wa share na wa like na wa dwenche no so di oguase ama me kama ewo sambrebe ma mekenkan ni a edi ama ona me hye nsem na se edi ama odia eye 2028 abato ayote wo my Ghana ha se no eno enam so ama ankane mampani abedi eche Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wosan etu franka edima the new patriotic party NPP ameni okono ewo afimpinuni ediono enan abato etu ye wo my Ghana ha no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia abekasa wo chem se wonu de wo gidie se eye 2028 abato a ye beto ewo my Ghana ha se NPP ameni okono ebetimi nkunimde ebetimi akwa momo na umasan ebedi Ghana subiom dia eye ba akoye wodo ene eye nkabom na ebetimi aboa ma party no etimi akona nim ye papa no ntim pai mu ene nsem Martin Macau bi ekosom no eno enya de bi a ebetimi aboa ma party no akona nim ye papa na se party person mu di nkunimde a ewo so odo ene ba akoye etimi ewo party no enteme no nti Dr. Mahmood Bawumia ne nsema wodi to dwemra woni members ni bi ehia ye no ho ana odi sansemu ina etu dwa KFM TV so ye to aso edi amount
One coordinator of one of the aspirants campaign recently introduced a new argument. They said that delegates should not vote for me because my wife is not a true Ghanaian. I mean, I've never heard this argument before. I mean, and suddenly it is being introduced in our party. We are a very diverse party, covering all religions and all tribes. And it is important that we have unity. If you want to contest with me, come with your vision, come with your vision, come with your ideas, come with your integrity, come with your track record. And that is what we are going to run this campaign on ideas and not on where you come from. When I was giving lectures and campaigning for the party to come into office in 2016, they did not say I was a Mapusima, a Northerner, or a Muslim. When my campaign in the North made the difference in our winning the 2020 election, they did not say I'm a Mapusima, a Northerner, or a Muslim. When Samira was campaigning the length and breadth of Ghana for this party, they did not say she was not a true Ghanaian. So what has changed now? Let us be clear that these views do not represent the views of the rank and file of the MPP. They don't. They don't represent the views. The MPP will always triumph over tribal and religious bigots. What we need is unity to go forward and win 2028. Without unity, we cannot win. Let us remember how the divisions cost us the election in 1979. We cannot let that happen again. I have absolute confidence, ladies and gentlemen, that if we work hard, stay united.
Dr. Mahmood Bawumia ne nsema wodi tudwa na KFM TV so yitwa bi adbetchum de to ansem so edmo akonsem from the national chairman edema the National Democratic Congress NDC Amenyoko no eye Johnson Asiedu Nketia enso ede nsem ede nsempa ana wodi abetudwa efa the late Alhaji Mohammed Muniru wonam helicopter crash so eto ananan ewonsied no Johnson Asiedu Nketia abeka nsempa de afa no wojum se wono de NDC party na ya de papa e bon humodi ewumu ye papa party nin kan ko ani mpuntunwum bia wo moye ewum no Muniru enso e ka ho be ntende se wato ananan ewonsied a wontimi ngira baby enka ne chi nsembone da nsempa ana bibia no obekoso aka e de afa ne ho Johnson Asiedu Nketia ne nsem a wodi tudwa no KFM TV enso etoso e de ama
of sympathy across the party, across government, shows that indeed, if there were anything that the NDC both in party and in government can do to reverse this tragedy, it could have been done. But unfortunately, nothing we do can bring back Honorable Lemon. So what we must concentrate on is to make sure the children are taken good care of. The family he left behind is catered for. And that is why His Excellency the President directed the establishment of a fund.
To answer so edo akonsem from media NPP member back friend said Dr. Palgrave Boachi Dankwa wono so dia betudwa wochim say 2028 abatwa ebeto e wo my Ghana han wono ye NPP ni na mo besi ne bo aka say NPP amenyo kon percent kunimde ekomo mo dia Kennedy Japan ana oyi obi a wo mo de ni besi akan a obetimi abo ne homode man kunimde mapa etimi akọ ede ama NPP ameneko esa se wono ana nipa dodo na enim no ono so na nipa dodo na abibia no won pese woto abai ede man enu nti on de osusu se nkebe ya wo mo fa Dr. Kennedy Japan wo mo fo no ensi akan enfama 2028 abato a yebeto e wo man Ghana esa se wono pe no ye obi a obetimi aboa man kunimde mapa etimi akọ ede ama mo party ni sema wono so wo de tudwa eni.
I'm with Kennedy Japan that the variable that must be introduced into the new patriotic party as the leader of the party, okay, after the January 31st election is Kennedy Japan. He is that variable that can be able to win us an election because the variable that we have never presented before lost us an election in areas where we thought we would win. We thought we would win in Zoho communities. We lost. We thought we would win in Muslim communities. We lost. That's what I'm saying. The president, John Dramani Mahama, is not a Muslim. He's a Christian. Yeah. He's a Northerner. He won in Muslim communities. So in this country, we have never had religious competition. We've never had tribal competitions. And so I don't think that that conversation should even be introduced. So I shudder to always get surprised when I see that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is always saying that when you are presenting facts, it's tribal conversation. When you are presenting facts, it's religious conversation. I shudder to think that. But you have been running mate for 8 years, from 2008 to 2016. And I saw a post, and I really wish it wasn't true. I saw a post that is accredited to him that stated that when he was defending the party in 2013, the party did not say he's a Mampusi. I hope that statement is not true. But if it is, that's a very unfortunate statement. Of course,
we don't have that statement.
Yes, of course. That's what I've seen that going around. You understand? That's what I'm saying. No one ever looked at Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's tribe. No one ever looked at his religious identity to make him the running mate and to make him the vice president or even to make him the leader. No one looked at that. That has never been a variable on the table. The variable on the table has always been a leader who can win us an election, and we had that leader who lost an election. And so if we had that leader who lost an election, why can't we present a new candidate? You understand? And this whole thing about marketability, let's look at it. I am with Kennedy. Yeah. Kennedy has been a 6-term MP. Yeah. And I have stated that anybody who has gone to parliament as a member of parliament is a potential leader of a political party. It's also a potential leader as president. We have seen that in this Fourth Republic. Yeah. Okay? I think that there are about 2 people that have become presidents that have not gone to parliament. If my mind says me right, that should be Jerry John Rawlings and John Evans Atamils. Yeah. Aside the 2 of them, every other person has gone through the mail. Okay? And then Jerry John Rawlings won a first-time election in 1992. And so I'm very confident that if we present a candidate who is a winnable candidate, that candidate can win a 2028 election. That goes against the fact that you should bring a candidate multiple times, because it is not the multiplicity of which you bring a candidate that makes a candidate win an election. It is the value-driven proposition that the candidate brings. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo lost the 2008 election. We went into a by-election in Tame. It was 23,000 that John Evans Atamils used to win the election. Nana Addo had over 47 to 48%. Then we said that because Nana Addo has performed well, we should bring him in the 2012 election. The 2012 election almost was a tie. We know that we won the election. That is why we went to Supreme Court. We were there for almost 8 months. The reason why Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo had over 1 million votes in the 2016 election was because it was being added up.
Ebusiafo anunti Dr. Palgrave Boache Dankwa nsema wodi tudwa enie ensi ho a wosan edi tudwa ndie adesede anode kwama wo mo mbeto aba ewo September bosumini de tosumienu ewo akwetia no se kebeya wo monto abe enfama the New Patriotic Party NPP ameniko isa se NSKumi a wonya ni baby kono na oye NPP ni enunti se ebetimi ahye na enuonyam na bebi o wo sesia no wetimi ada dindia ewo se eboye homode na abato no yetuma NPP ameniko se ne beye obehu se edwuma anase akonwa a wo prenya ye no we free mu de nemum NPP ameniko no asan abom homode amom asan enyabiom enunti on de adesede anode kwama ne party members ene omo beto aba ewo akwetia ne se kebeya omuntu abe enfama the New Patriotic Party no wo mo anombetimi aboa ama NSKumi wono so wetimi adade ni sema wosan editudwa eni.
I would hope and wish that the NDC doesn't come to contest this Akotia by-election. I hope they listen, but I'm not sure
probably too late. It's probably too late now because
probably too late.
I'm sure the EC has already begun printing.
Yes, absolutely. But I mean, I think that we should retain that seat for the New Patriotic Party in memory of Ernest Kumi. He didn't serve for a very long time. It's just about 6-7 months in Parliament, and so that he can.
And his term was actually fraught with a lot of challenges. He was being contested in court over his victory and all.
Absolutely, from the 2024 general election. And you recall that it was just about 3 weeks when the Supreme Court had clearly stated that he had won the election on merit, that unfortunately he lost his life. I recall the weekend to his demise on the Monday, like a Monday like this, he had gone for funerals in the Western region. And Ernest and I went to Adisado College together.
Oh, okay.
So I know him pretty well, and during the primaries as well, we all engaged in making sure that we support him to become the MP in the constituency. It's sad, and we wish that politicians and MPs take care of themselves, take care of their health, and then ensure that there's continual peace.
Ebusia Fenuti Dr. Dankwa Boache Nisema wode etujwa and a KFM TV so yedibi ebesom. We to answer so edemo akwese from dia end day Asante Regional Minister Dr. Frank Amwakohini wono so abekasa wochim say eye time mofa wo mubuama helicopter crash sie ewo August bosumini de tosu insiemu na ende omubuama sa emu ina yesiso mu no Watchese sesia de aban ebo ne homode na aban echum se wode hihye pa ebegu kwam ede ama womo ewo sikaman importem eni baby a wode mpuntinu akese ebe hihye so ewo ho ede ama omusa enu ti Dr. Frank amakoho echum se obibia enka na koma ento ne yem na yade aban eguso a ede hihye pa egu kwam se ne be ya omakoma so ade ene wo mudaye so bia omahwehwe ache no womusa ebetimi aka enu ti nisema wono so wadi tujwe ma woni nsem for share twetwe nkomon KFM TV eto aso edi ama
helicopter crash bi wo yes command field now how be na ye famu emwa bebre so ye nya free kuro no ho ansa na yetimi aye de na wose ye ya yehu no said yehu no the better his excellency the president John Dramani Mahama say what tie yachi na obo aye to the muya din ube hu no call no afro no encourage you e bada na say omaye sa support no leadership a timi bua ya bibia timi akoda din ese ba ifo ba na ni so ade ana say obi ye ade ma ene na wan na sia that chimbi no o se nsuo fa wa anwo no wagya na wo ko because we nipa wani enso ade em say time na ye yi nim no what is send them mabunu do na eni say ebi yare ebi susu kra da ejegino mani so among others. They provide psychological support for as many as we should. Omwana yare ni so honorable DC ni assembly member Daromant it me try say bit mashowo na omwa e was a hospital bills you take care of no bit my sa ya wi ni sa no what we seek to do is say His Excellency the President say yanko kronum na yene mabunu no eboa ye on the scene no yan pass that peace be from opportunities ahodo bi so a yawesa edesi no ebroni dru an ye de no so aka wo na kru na nkasa mu no so yenye ajapade ba ko bi enu bi nsi ho a ebetumi aboa na abeye nkai dundia mo se omaho fama omunyade ma Ghana and they are Santiman no aban penfo ekai into this week the day no date no beto abonte eka part of Jumadia ebedi ewo Asantimante man ho they can say no mo say ye we mfi kuro no ko no mo say jandam bi astatin nam eho a yankuno abriye a eni beba ye ho so no na apemsefo no ni ahwe na omagina tuo no e yakobam enso we de Papa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say apemsefo magina tuo ni nyina ayede ayekwa enti na me adoma this week e kan Jumadia ebedi
Ebusia Fenuti Asante Regional Minister Dr. Frank Amwakohini wono anodin semwe abetujwa ewosa ye free nsem ni mo na ye de mo akonsem fufu mu edia imano eyima wono political analyst e wo my Ghana ha na odi abetudwa wodi nsem we kwama the New Patriotic Party NPP amenyoko na watche senkebe ya NPP amenyoko no mo form ni ento form na eye noma bia NDC amenyoko no eye no wo mo so nhwe na wo nsua na wo fa bibi film na no eye ade bia ebetimi abo mo ma bibia no se abato bi edu so ankurimde etimi akọ diama mo mankasa fa mo pe enya ade na mo kebe ya wo mo ntina se na mo ndwen na enoma bia NDC amenyoko no eye wo mo party no a wo mo nye bi no wo mo so enhwe na wo nsua sa na ma ne no eye ade bia ebetimi abo mo ye papa ema eye 2028 abato ebetu wo man Ghana ha no nkunimde kese etimi akọ ede amomo imano eyima nsem a wode abetudwa eni
fromwa ose muntu abamma me na me de me ye zongo ni na me ba muslimni fo ni zongo fo will benefit in my government wokojina baby a na oka ena me ye say and we even issued warning to him. President Mahama was playing to him. President Mahama called Assemblies of God. Name jina hai. Say I'm a politician. Inti alembele say can believe for a programmer Islamic community no. Omo to me invite me. Me kobi. Me kwa. Me no me na kosum. Christians here. Me kobi. Traditionalists for here. Me yimi mpabwa. Me kobi. Yena nyame baako na ne yesom nemom sami pe vota enya afi na mikojina baby a me de be yensem keka. I don't have any problem with Dr. Bawumia. I have always said say a ban intellectual na ban intelligencer. Dr. Bawumia is credited with that. A ban intelligencer is credited with that.
Okay.
But the style of campaign na all no and na yeah criticize say enye. And then Dr. Brian the champion so FN said he want to use the same thing to campaign. But when you use to sign your money in the campaign, you got to abandon 39%. And then the said Dr. Brian the champion, the same strategy now we use to non-come message, you know. And then the said abandon MPP 4 Kotoa, obeying 2%. I was so much here how to campaign from President Mahama and the NDC. It is about message. Yeah, it is yes. Omukache say yes. You better free SHS mu. And then ya free SHS na ma ya akona me nkola ni didia. Sanka ya we jatanama anke de jatanamba to eduane so am nkola na edi school because en nkola na we kosua mienu nkokọ omowe enama akese a ema nipa bebodie nipa dum ye omode no eno na free SHS ni ya ma ye de no ya mba betwem ya baba be ye niye ya see the private schools beka ho ya start some processes ni na President Mahama Bosho Kaso be ye nyina eno kwatema ship yada they are running 24-hour ships akese ba yeah, creating job. And in Malik Basintali is creating opportunities for the youth in the police.
39%.
I will say.
But your easy results in 41.75 to 41%.
Ah, okay. They may make it 39. The easy
certified or magazine.
35. 39.
41.
Into tribal and some no kind of Muslim meaning 41 unyaye. Percent.
Patrolman.
And to brand the champion who say, so who to go on to say
2024.
Easy.
Yes.
Oh, idea about what me show we dey ya me say ya me pese we ni man kwenta we show we dey ya oba me pese ya me tell laptop we si we ni man say nya eduma we but the way say sia na me we say sa laptop me go bet we ti man but when ya laptop no say na me say o battery no kra time aka so
e busi afanti eye o man Emmanuel ni sema wono so wode abetu dwa KFM TV na ye DB ebesom ye gina Emmanuel nsemi so na ye twa ye ho akwaja abo afon krato abaye ba nsem na edo so na metwa so ediamo
Medobena mi Ghana duko do ajaple ho duko kata. Mi echonya nyu adevena mi cho Talent Microfinance Limited Gajadopa. Mi wona susu savings, adishare, school buafo, cashback. ple bubu awokata nenye be egadzɔm ɖe miagbɔ la letie tɔmegbe ko ateŋu axɔ gadodo ke nenye be egadzɔm vivi la nenye be o gahiãwo la ateŋu ava ɖe o ga yike ne hiã fa
ta nenye be mi ƒom tso miaƒe adzɔnu yiwo ke nye miaƒe gadodo nyawoa business loan ele miashi church finance ele miashi salary loan ele miashi eye bubuwo li ke nye personal loan eye nenye be mi ƒom tso business loan a enye gadodo yi ke mienana asitsalawo nenye be washigba keke alo ele sue woya va talent mi kpekpe ge ɖe ŋu nenye washigba le suea ne wɔ ge wo keke ge ɖe dzi to talent ƒe mɔnuwo me eye nenye be mi ƒom tso miaƒe salary loan a enye gadomɔnu yi ke mi ʋu na miaƒe dziɖuɖu dɔwɔlawo nka ganyo wu heya va talent wo payslip kple bank statement ye ƒe nye ŋu yi hiã o na kɔkɔ xɔ wo salary loan le rate nyuietɔ kekeake dzi church financier personal loan a va ne nye habɔbɔ ma sɔli hama edzi ʋuƒoƒowo sankuwo dzitawo woli la asibɔbɔe kekeake míaƒle ge no nano xem vi tso dziŋutɔ dziŋuade va ɖe ƒe ɖeka mɔnukpɔkpɔ ka ye ganyo wu heya talent ko na kpo heyawo le tsagbagba na ɖo ta ɖe talent bena wo gadomɔnuwoa anɔ bɔbɔe na mi akpe na mi
eti be yanya fi ke talent la
talent microfinance jengo ameganship ape letina tejipo hotame
miaƒe kaƒomɔ ye nye 050-129-1298 alo 050-128-9119 talent woga kpɔmɔnu gbãtɔ.
Talent Microfinance, your channel of wealth.
Fofra ba edwaso ni o yanom. Ehyen a use fuel. We so yensesa oil. Ne wo hia ene ni key. Ehyen egumechi nyina. Eye lip moto. Giomi anase nami. Eye mu bia won sabeka wo KFM Limited. E wo Ghana ha. Lip moto. Abefu kansa abi. Yanom emwedene sanso efe. Wa hwe interiors here. Ka hear me Timothy see and your friend on lip moto. There were 3 modes of driving. Obetimi a switch it, so open temo, obe in the sports mode. So person will save you battery. Obetimi is economy mode. That's a pentem na open with normal riding so. Your friend is standard. Who charge it with battery within 6 hours. Ebetumi do work Kumasi aba. Metre air 310 kilometers. Into wuni how. Obetumi so the 3 hours fast charger. A charger na mana you full bonama no work Kumasi aba. Say no. Me and try the akano. Giomi. Ni awo hiane key. Make sure the key ni bem. Wow, we just in the interior on it here now. Black and white, papa. Son of FSN. Why screen tinting? A bomber who cano battery aka. Number who mileage and so also. When so the it took 320 kilometers and sana was our charger. Ubetimi a charger in 6 hours. Fast charger in 3 hours. A barefoot if we in so. Ubetimi a driving in 3 modes. A yes standard, sports, and now say economy. So what pentem to say me yanum choose sports was it. Ubetimi to quite fee hakokubasi. Ama battery ni biswak because a 320 kilometers. Who charging in 6 hours? Ubetimi in your full battery. Now when you fast charge and swap 3 hours pet. You're set. Making sure so okay in the car when you saw walking. Ubi a door na start. Chili Joby, black and white. Makuma swat. Man san cow dear. You checking the akano. Yeah, no. I bet for the any mubakunio. The awiniano key. Making sure so key in the band when you saw walking. We no F. Let a new woman so dance. Eye grey your ma would me no. The any hakakra, any the mood. As also was screens me no. Wait, and my information and we are can win. Answer Bessia Bonum Papa. Your friend entertainment. The Awihiano. Anne. And that's over to me so I driving in 3 modes just like the others. Standard and I say sports. So open tema. Car way so. A bet to me to Kwaya Kokumasiaba. 330 kilometers. Ichema udu kra bet me jesi so no wabonyo kakra ansa na edu. Wo charge ne 6 hours no. So bet me so charge no 3 hours. You feel no fast charge. E yinu mu nyina KFM Limited. And they are big just so. Fraying the me sanka wo de ententem. So open installment. A high purchase. And change one nase. We've got you solid. Yanume, on sabetimi aka fidie mu bia. E wo KFM Limited. On sabeke fidie no. Na wotua no kakra. We unya no bebia. Aje KFM Limited. Fraying ever sort out.
Ebusia for egusua emamakwa edamasi se enyume nguso etimu TV ho amohwe KFM TV news because so eka we se enyume news etwego ewe abefontentem fidie ne so Facebook and YouTube KFM TV channel to wetime akohwe bi meto ansem ne so ede amao enyume dia achenkwa nana Kofi Asare awoye wuntumi presenter akokan sembone ede fa Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama hono wo mudi no ekopie mu ewo court na court ebua se wo besan ebepie mu ewo ho wo August bosumeni da etoso eduono enso ewa afimpinu ni eduono enum na eye apewa mu de koye no court aboninia atuegu
You are stronger than Apata. Be strong. We are still with you. Be strong. Nothing will happen.
For year 27 so edemo akonsem fufum dia Israel ambassador edema Ghana Roy Gillard wono so edi abetudwa wo chem se si ade be di ye papa se Ghana ye benya visa free edi kopiem ewo Israel mine me san se wo ma omunya visa di kopiem ho no se nde wo mbebe piem wo my Ghana habium no eno akoda ne twena mentwe ende ombebo twena ombeba eno ade bia akoye osi akwan edi ama Ghana si betimi enya visa free edi kopiem ewo Israel mine me san se wo ma omudi kan koye no wo mu pese ombesa wo machi asan ababium na afofo enso enya akwanya no ede kopiem ewo ho Gillard ne sema wono so wodi to dwema woni nsɛmtwefo share twetwe common KFM TV yeto aso ede ama.
I must tell you frankly, I'm not sure that this is possible, and not in the short run, and without getting into too many details, there is quite a significant number of Ghanaians who took advantage and stayed in Israel longer than the terms of the visa. I don't want to get into it. This is a different program. But to answer your question in a serious way, there is here an issue that we are ironing with your government, and when this issue will be solved, we might have a policy of no visas. But I don't see it coming in the very near.
Ebusia Fanuti Israel ambassador de Ghana Gillard Roy Ninsema wono so wode abetudwa ana KFM TV edibi ebesom ye to ansem ne so ede wo akonsem fufum dia enam homowo afasha yebedi ewo my Ghana hani titru ene nkramantem ha no eno enam so ema endedwe gamanche His Royal Majesty ni taki te kochu a wotoso mienu no wabom ne homodin ekopiem ewo no ankasa ne papa ne nna so ewo Accra Rollins Park wode nsa ene noma bi ekogu a wochem se homo afahye amamre da ho se womutimi bibisa enu nti gamanche ni takita ekochu a wotoso mienu no endedwe anadwumedi we ekoso ewo nkramantem Enuti gamancheni takite kochu awotosumie no endedwe anadwumedi we wode hyehyɛ so ɛwɔ car Rollins Park ɛwɔ sa yɛdemo ɛto ansɛm ne so akonsɛm fufuro mu ɛde a yɛdemo kopie mu ɛwɔ Nzima East a ɛwɔ Western Region na ɛhɔ ana beto dwa sɛ nam galamsey Ghana yɛnyina yɛbɔ yɛ homɔden sɛ yɛbetimi akon etia no abeto dwa sɛ ɛyɛ joint operation bi ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ Nzima East no ɛno ɛnam so ama wɔn nsa asɔ illegal miners bi mu womumu a womunoma ahodo ha womode ye mine no so nsa etimi asomende dwe womo ahyehye ni nia womo etwom se si ade wo mbehia se Ghana mpenifo ene obibia ebetimi aye nkabom na sa galamsey a ekoso e wo my Ghana no yetimi ahwe na yakon etia na no eyade bia ebeboa yenye papa se na ebe ya ebetimi abo yensuo ene ye sase ho ban te wo se abibia no Ghana yetimi ebo ye homode na galamsey wo mo ye no yetimi ejiji ninia ewo ho sa no mu chem se eye river ankobia eho ana wo mutimi ekopie mu ho asa eye excavators eni noma bia wo mode ye galamsey no wo nsa etimi eso ninia mu asese ade wo mo che se eye chanfan be se 50 edionum ana wo nsa asomu a eni noma bia ekeka ho no ninia wo mo agege wo ho mo che se no eyade bia ebeboa ama galamsey ekoso wo my Ghana no yetimi akon etia se no bibia akoma ebetimi ato ne yem ewo se nwumre yede wo eto ansem ne so akonsem from dia yedimo kopiemu ewo not them a eye Cooperative Credit Union omo eye ekua abibia no omo hwe ma bosia je ene no ma bi ekoso ewo my Ghana sesi ade omo dia betudwo omo chem se wo mo ebeye nkabom na abibia no obi pe bosia ene kwan ombe fa so age bosia no etimi akoso tote ede amom na stress bia enkobe menu nti sa ekoi endedwe wo mo so wo nsam a wo mo de abeto Ghana fo ina enim KFM TV enso yeto aso ede amount ehosa.
Without saving, there's nothing that you can do. You know, Ghana here, we often say that our income is not enough. But no matter how small your income is, you have to save something. If you don't save, you continue to still stay in your class 1. Adding up the small that you have will move you from the class 1 that you have, you find yourself today, to the next level.
They don't change their ways, will be forced to sell out the collaterals. And we pull the threat to them that we will go all lengths by even putting their pictures at the banking halls, which may pull legal strings. But if we are pushed to the wall, we may have to do that. In terms of assets, in terms of surplus, everything we are doing well, apart from the loan delinquency. It's affecting it because it will bring our finances down. If you come for loans and you don't pay back, how do we get loans to progress?
Busi afọ enu nti ekuo we wo monsema enwumre wo moso wo de betu dwa na KFM TV eso ye de bi ebesom ye to ansem ne so ede wo akonsem fofom dia eya adusua ho nsem ana edu so eya owura Gabson Kofi Raphael wo ye General Secretary edima the National Council of Parent Teachers Association PTA ewo my Ghana ha wo de abetudwa wo chim se eye PTA sika fanda wo munya no abibia no abeto wo mo apono so se sa fan no eya de a wo mo misuse no kwan omfa so wo mo use se sika no enye kwan papa no tie se ade wo mo so empenifo se wo mo hwe na wo mo nya bibi emfa ho ema wo mo esan se no ya de bia betimi aboa ma bibia no kita ho de a eda etichafo ene eya wo frontem no atimi akonenim ede ama wo mo ne sem a wono so enyume wo de ebetu dwa no yeto aso ede ama.
Trying to create the impression that nothing should happen in the schools, no parents should contribute anything. So for some time now, PTA intervention in the schools have become the bread and butter issues. The PTA's funds got to a point that it's even being used to support examination malpractices. Because the heads will come and tell you that, Master, we've gone to sign a performance agreement contract that we need to deliver 100%. So whatever kwakwa means we have to do for the children to pass, we will do it for them to pass. And people were cashing in and doing all kinds of things. The PTA trying to create the impression that nothing should happen in the schools, no parents should contribute anything. So For some time now, PTA intervention in the schools have become the bread and butter issues, but not so much about infrastructure, not so much about this. It's about, survivor, and to the extent that it's shy, but I have to say it. The PTA's funds got to a point that it's even being used to support examination malpractices. Because the heads will come and tell you that, Master, we've gone to sign a performance agreement contract that we need to deliver 100%. So whatever kwakwa means we have to do for the children to pass, we will do it for them to pass. And people were cashing in and doing all kinds of things. And who dare you say you are coming forefront to fight that? You are seen as a persona non grata. And that is how you saw that for the past 4 or 5 years, examination malpractices, especially at both the basic and senior high schools, went to a point that you knew what was going on. And this is not what we are. We are training our kids to be corrupt when they have not even gotten to any stage that they should be thinking about corruption. And they are not learning. They are not prepared to learn because they know that of our home in Yajuma and of our examination malpractice, and the parents will support it. And if others are doing it, if we don't do it, we'll be lagging behind. So, nipa nyina dane aboa, eso also dane aboa ni bianyesa, omo dane aboa meche wa ede awe. This is what is happening, and that is a fact. Behind the scenes, we all talk about it. We are not happy about it, but why not make us in the schools? Anything that happens, you don't get the teachers actually telling you the picture. It's gossip in officialdom. And when you validate the gossips, you get to know that what they are saying is the truth. But like an official PTA platform, where, excuse my language, whatever happens in the school, there's official channels of communication. You go to your PTA meetings where they need to come and re-echo certain things for the parents to actually appreciate the dynamics. They come and contribute for all of us to take good decisions that will inure to the benefit of our walls and for the future generation of this country. Those platforms were collapsed. And it became like it was even a crime for
Adesima Benutin Semwe and Ora Gabson Kofi Raphael, our General Secretary at the National Council of Parent Teachers Association, my Ghana and what they are bet to do. I general name Semi Sonia Dane Hostima Bayeba, Yedin Semno Echo Ejedi.
Yo, I'm for and I am Makwaba at the bar, a KFM musical shopper. The Tosum, you know, who free a Kumasa Macom that Damono, a sunny at the bar at Dumuno, Sabran Udu, a Sambra Junction, Sambra Hotel, Quantana Sope. Now shop on any Sambra Hotel and the Dinja anymore. Would the free Sambra Hotel, a wool sunny at the co, Nankane and Hagan Hono, Annie, a hot and a KFM musical shop. Ye tosum yenu ye bie no foforo na de e kan ne se emfidie papa etimiche de wode ya sorry de wode goro agoro ahodo duma de bia wode obehia eye mfidie mekira musical instrument bia no eye KFM ento wo se Ghana muntie Asantema muntie eye KFM musical shop ana sabre ya bie no foforo mu no chan e wo Prempeh the 2nd Street. Ufri old me come down na wo sane ede ko adum no ane udu Sambra Hotel kwantane so na wa dane on sani fa so oho ana KFM musical shop yi ewo ye ne Sambra Hotel ana ehwe animo ye twa abrebia
gina mese se be proud ana se me ye dwa me free Kumasi edum KFM instrument store obi bisasa se bo menfo de what to no woni sida what de ne ma papa ejira wonim na what to no say yes what to no bibi aka wakoma ni nyina free KFM instrument store Kumasi edum se mi jira ho na me to no ma bitimi nya ho me ka fi se fi papa mu anim na mi gina no wo betra ye ko ma ya do se kana twa nanka kana ensamfu ayi
Ebusiafo yeguso mama kwaba edamasise enwumem guso etimo TV ho amohwe KFM TV no sia kase no na mede wo eto ansem ne so akọ edwadie emudia Deputy Finance Minister Dr. Thomas Nyako Ampemo no anode abetudwa wo chem se sesi ade omude nhihye pa ebegu kwam se ne be ya Ghana Integrated Financial Management Information System no wometimi ahwemuke na se ne be ya bibia no ebetimi aboama Ghana esikasem etimi akone ni meni sesi aban ene omu ina ade a omu de hihye pa egu kwam se dwumede we ebetimi akoso tote ede ama obibia ne nsem a wono so wode tudwa KFM TV edbi ebro.
Budget Committee, chaired by Honorable Kweku Kwateng, has started an exercise and they have started inviting every institution that is not operating within the gift mix system to explain why they are failing to do so. I participated in that meeting and we are working with Controller to remove all the obstacles, all the challenges for which they are not able to operate within the system. We've given ourselves some timelines, and so I want to believe that next year it should be difficult for anybody to come here and give an excuse why they are not operating within the gift system. And so I appreciate this concern, but it is something that we are really working on. Thank you.
Okay, this falls right into the next infraction. Partial compliance with gift mix usage. And Honorable Shirley, Chair will take that one.
Thank you, Chair. So, as Chair indicated, there are some covered entities that are not fully complying with the gift mix system. And we know what this does is to increase the risk of material misstatements and also undermine efforts to promote accountability, transparency, and effective public financial management system. Why are some covered entities not complying fully? Can you educate the committee on this?
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Actually, covered entities subsiding on GOG funding are on giftness. I mean, those who receive releases from Ministry of Finance for their payments are all on giftness. The gap is the other funding source, which is the donor, the statutory funds, and the IGF. These are the institutions which are not on giftness. And as Honorable Minister said, the Budget Committee actually requested for a list of institutions that are not on giftness. That information was given. I think they started inviting those institutions. But what we want to do as controller is that we realize that it's very convenient for the covered entities not to use giftness because they are able to refer their payments even outside giftness. And we've started a program. We want to do it. We are going to gradually withdraw the manual checks in the system. So gradually we will withdraw the manual checks, and that will compel them to use the giftness. If you process and you can't effect payment, then of course you'll be compelled to use giftness. And that is what we have discussed with Ministry of Finance. We have their support. They are even saying that if there's any payment that is outside giftness,
Ebusiafo enunti Deputy Finance Minister Nesema wode etu dwana na yedebi ebesum yegusua ewedwadi ensem nimu dia Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture John Dumelo wono so abekasa wo chem se Poultry Farmers Association omo my Ghana omo kom akoma to omo yem na sesi ade Ghana man penny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ade a wo be hye omo adwuma mu kena se ne be ya bibia no ebetimi akonenim ede amom no omo so mfa so de bia ewom no Omusa ebetimi akabi. John Dumelo ni nsema wono so wode tu dwa no na yeto aso.
poultry. But maybe I don't mind. I said, I'm going to need service. Farms capacity of 200,000, 250,000, and so on and so forth. And so the capacity is there, the potential is there. Just say the industry also push dormant farmers, poultry farmers, to get to a certain level and at the next level. Other than that, most of them will be wiped out after 5-10 years, and then we will find ourselves struggling. The potential is there. Or say a bomb near support you. Most of the farms from more incubators, and you say you imported day chicks because capacity no expand the capacity so that we stop the importation of day chicks. Then to farmers, Ghanaian farmers, season normally around this time, so I think from next year going, we should be able to do a strategy or now map up a strategy able to absorb this excess in water system no more around this time, so that farmers not so to me and schools and so they should come on board to be able to do the Free Ghana project. And I say you call a certain part, if your immigration service call land kakra almost farming. And so if every district and every area, my example, if as an immigration service, or every farming community or farming district, we are 10 acres. Now you have 100 of such districts. So that's 10,000 acres of maize.
Ebusiafo Anunti Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture John Dumelo Nsema ono so wodi to dwa enye yegina ne nseme so ne adane ho sima ba ye ba ye den nsem no ekọ enigede emu. Ebusiafo ya do ekọ enigede nsem dia eye media personality ba kwa wosan etwasine ewo my Ghana hanana amama gbran wono anameka ne ho asemi wode abetudwa wo chem se ye hu no TV so ache ina ne se ne nsa eye 2013 wonya akwanhia ewo my Ghana han no enam so ma ne sei waye sedwa ya ye no wo chem se sedwa toso enum anananse wosan ekoye ya wonde wo gidie se we enne ye die twato okra wono na amama gbran won san enkoye sedwa biom esanse ne nsa no na ya de bia eye ne ya na ha ne ye papa nti na woni bibia eye se wo besan akọ na doctor for enso asan aye hwehwemu e de afa ne nsa no biom na amama gbran ne nsema wono so wo de abetudwa enye.
Yeah.
Ebusiafo eno nti nana mama grane nsema wodi etu dwane ye gina ne nsemesu na nwumre no si akase no ye nina aba na wie ye nsem no na edoso ye papa na ye de aseda kese ebekwa ma ya boafo KFM Musical Center dada bateka bana talent microfinance wo mo ana nwumre wo mo ebo mechi do ma medi no si akase no mede ebesomo ye da wa bibia wo su tifia wo do efidie no etu KFM wo hwe ye no ye da mu ina ase ebesan ada production team no so asese enwume wo mo boy ma no si akase no ye de ebre wo kankanfo a enwume wo team nka edin a meje so ene Maame Esi Nkrumah ye ma mu ina ancho